There was a motion hearing in court on Tuesday, March 22nd in regards to visitation with Jacqueline and Trezell West and their children. Jacqueline and Trezell were arrested on March 1st and charged with the deaths of their adoptive children, Orrin and Orson West, or known also as their bio names, Classic and Sincere. The Wests have 2 biological children and 2 other adoptive children aside from Orrin and Orson. And Orrin and Orson are deemed deceased, but their bodies have not yet been found. Jacqueline and Trezell were charged with 2 felony charges of second-degree murder in regards to Orrin and Orson, 2 felony charges of willful cruelty to a child, and a misdemeanor charge of falsely reporting an emergency. Now remember, they reported them missing in December of 2020, and Trezell did a whole 6 minutes of a search while Jacqueline did nothing, and then Trezell came back and he stood around for 13 whole minutes while waiting for the cops to arrive. Again, Jacqueline did nothing. Then they did that terrible interview that we all saw and have grown to hate. Now, you may or may not know that the authorities submitted that the boys have been gone since September, 3 months before they reported them missing. And then 14 months later, Jacqueline and Trezell get arrested and they enter a plea of not guilty. Then on Tuesday, March 22nd, there was a motion hearing where the prosecution brought forward a motion. They said that they were seeking to remove the visitation rights of Jacqueline and Trezell from their 4 children. And they want to prevent them from not talking about the case or not persuading them or intimidating them. And in the indictment, it said a statement that said that they induced a minor to commit or assist in the commission of the crime. Now, because of this motion that was filed, it said that it suggests that one of the children may have been a witness to the crime and be called to testify. The defense in the hearing stated that there was visitation with their children 2 times a week for the past 10 months, and those visitations were monitored. It also said that they went under strict drug and alcohol testing while attending parenting classes. Now, this bit is a little bit interesting to me. I realize that it's protocol, but still, you know what I mean. They're going to parenting classes and yet they're, in court for murder. Yes, they are innocent until proven guilty. It's hard to digest this from everything we've seen. Let me know your thoughts in the comments below. After the Wests were arrested, they did modify the schedule so that they can see the kids once per month, either in person or virtually. But the defense said that she believes that the parents will visit the children virtually and said doing so will remove this need for a criminal protective order, which the prosecution brought forward. Jacqueline's defense attorney stated, during the last 13 months, there have been no instances where either of our clients have spoken to their children about this case or have influenced them, persuaded them, intimidated them, etc., which is what the people are alleging. She says under no circumstances are they allowed to be alone with their children. And I can see why the prosecution's bringing that forward, especially with the indictment and what that states and what went on that we don't know about. Now, they do have a gag order, so no one can speak about the case. No one that has access to the case file can talk about it. And in that latest hearing on Tuesday, the judge updated the gag order so that it include all motions and other filings and future filings in the case. Now, because of the gag order, Kern County Department of Human Services declined to comment because of the gag order, but there was a spokesperson named Janice Slagle, and she previously answered some questions about custody issues, not in relation to the West case, but generally. And she said removing a child from a parent's custody and then determining the fitness of a parent is a long process. She said that law enforcement and child protective service agencies are legally authorized to remove a child. She said after the child was removed that there would be several court hearings and each parent and child are provided attorneys. Then it's up to the court to decide if reasonable cause exists to place a child into protective custody. It says a foster parent or an approved relative can receive the child. Throughout the hearing process, the parent is given a case plan to follow. They are asked to continually visit their child and take classes that may address why the child was removed for safety reasons. And it goes on to say, and remember, this isn't about the West case, but for example, if a child was being physically abused, the parent would need to attend court-ordered classes to help him or her learn new ways to parent and possibly attend anger management or substance abuse prevention classes. And it goes on to say, typically a parent gets a 6-month plan to complete, which is monitored by the court, social workers, and attorneys. If a parent completes the plan, they can reunite with their children. If not, they could potentially lose custody. This is a long process. And a paralegal named Eric Miranda of Kilpatrick and Associates said that visitation orders are often implemented when parents seek to rehabilitate themselves and regain custody of their children. And it says it's to ensure that the relationship doesn't necessarily die with incarceration. They want to ensure that there's still that familial bond unless there is an absolute 100% need to terminate the parental rights. Terminating parental rights is like a last-ditch effort. Think for a moment how the children must feel. Everything, their world is upside down. We don't know what went on behind closed doors. We do know what the allegations are, and having someone involved, according to the indictment, of a minor. So that would be so tough on a child, and all these 4 children having to deal with what's going on with mom and dad, what went on with brothers, and here they are, and now, displaced and trying to figure out what it's all about. It's confusing for an adult, let alone a child or children. Now, Trezell and Jacqueline have upcoming court dates on May 13th. That's just a readiness hearing. And then on May 23rd is when the jury trial happens. Check out my next video here where you can see the playlist on the West case, or you can also see their interview and I break it down step by step. If you'd like to see my other videos, you can check that out here. Please subscribe if you haven't done so already. Please like and don't forget to share. Thank you so much for watching. We'll see you soon.